But then there's that other side of us as creatives of wanting the validation of the artwork that we've made, whether it's people telling us that they like our artwork or even people paying for our artwork. Oh man, what's going on, you guys? This week, I want to talk about something that I'm actually struggling with this week. Here recently, I know that this probably happens a lot with creatives and people that make things, whether it's music, whether they write, whether they create artwork or whatever it is. I know that this is probably something we all deal with. And it's something that I've been dealing with. I didn't know I was dealing with it this week until today when it really came to a head. So I don't really know if we call it imposter syndrome. I don't know. We've talked about burnout on this channel, but the one thing that we haven't talked about is whenever we feel like failures. So like right now, for me, I've been reflecting a lot on a lot of the things I've done creatively as an artist, whether it's writing music all the way up to a full-length album, not just for myself, but for the band Crown that I'm in, to creating worship programs at different churches, to creating a YouTube channel, my main channel, which is continuing to grow right now on music education, but then also this channel, which is continuing to grow as well. My passion for writing, as far as like writing articles and blogs and all that kind of stuff. I'm involved in a lot of different things, and from the surface level, it looks like I've got it all together. But in reality, I'm starting to realize that and it's taken until today to really feel like, to understand the feeling that I'm having deep down inside. And that is, why hasn't it gotten anywhere? If that makes sense. Like, I can take a step back and reality comes and it's like, yeah, things are growing and things are happening. But also, it's like I've been hitting this thing for like over 10 years since, it might be coming in close to, 15 at this point. And, you find those times where it's like, is this what I'm supposed to be pursuing? Is being a creative what's supposed to be of my life? Or is this just supposed to be a hobby and I'm supposed to do other things in life? These are these questions that I'm sure you deal with on a daily basis. If not a daily basis, sometimes. I'm dealing with it right now, today, and I'm struggling with it on the inside because you wonder, are people actually listening to your music? Are people actually reading the things you write? Are people actually enjoying the artwork that you create? Are the people that are part of your teams and the systems that you've built at other jobs, is that still successful and thriving? It's all of those things that make you wonder, am I successful or am I a failure? That's what I'm dealing with this week, especially today. And I would like to unpack that with you as we make our way around town and have hopefully a great weekend here in Dalton, Georgia. One thing that I think is important for us as creatives is to set our expectations differently. I know we can start off intentionally at the beginning, I'm just gonna make art for me and me only, and if people enjoy it, that's awesome. But then there's that other side of us as creatives of wanting the validation of the artwork that we've made, whether it's people telling us that they like our artwork or even people paying for our artwork in a way that says we find value in the things that you do and the things that you create. And that, at times, does not come as often as you would think it would be. And sometimes that bleeds into becoming the main thing and how you justify whether your work is valid or not. And so, for myself, I consistently get into two different problem areas. One is just content consumption. So how many views is this getting? How many listens is this song getting? How many views is this video getting? The second thing that I fall into very frequently is the monetary part. I would love that inside, and I don't think that this is like a soul crushing or an art crushing thing, and I don't think it makes you less of an artist for wanting this, but there at times is a piece inside you that says, I would love to make some money doing what I love. Even if it's not a full-time income, it is something that gives me some freedom financially, freedom with my time, not having to put other priorities in other places, and allowing me to have some kind of validation. But if those are the only things that we put our metrics in, we're probably going to be upset more than we're not, because there are going to be seasons where the views don't come in, where the streams don't come in. There's gonna be seasons where the money net just doesn't come in at all. And we, as creatives, have to have other ways of finding success in what we do. And in reality, a lot of times that success can be measured on whether or not you're just putting out artwork in general. And I think that I think that should be a valid metric for us, is not just sitting around and hoping that the stuff that we've made brings value, but we can look at the stuff that we're currently making. Let me rephrase this. Putting stuff out just to put it out. Like, you might have music on a hard drive that's just been sitting there, and the world needs to hear it, even if it's just one person. There might be that one person out there that needs to hear that song you put out, or that video. Somebody needs to hear the wisdom that you have, and the only way they're going to hear it is if you put it out. And you might never hear from them, but creating some metrics that say, I'm going to put this much content out and not worry about the return, might be a way that you help combat the metrics of views, streams, and monetary metrics. So maybe you just say, let's say we're talking about videos. At the beginning of this year, my real metric for this channel was not, I want to get 100 subscribers by the end of the year. My real metric was, I personally am going to put out a video every single week. That's something I can control. That's not some people's views and their comments and all that. You can't control that. But what you can control is how much value and content you put out into the world. So maybe you need to adjust your goals to fit something like that. Ooh, it's bright. Goodness gracious. So the second thing is your art matters whether the algorithm likes it or not. And the point I'm trying to make here is, and it kind of feeds into point number one, but it's a little bit more detailed. You need to focus on what makes you happy when it comes to creating art. For me, creating art, creating music has helped me through many different seasons of my life, whether it's fighting through anxiety, seasons of depression. It's helped me understand the world around me in a different way. It's almost like therapy. And sometimes we need to get back to the why we create, why we do it for ourselves before we ever put it out there. Because here's the thing, ultimately creativity is supposed to be expressing something that's inside of you. And maybe one day it will help express that same feeling in somebody else. But in the meantime, we have to find ways to deal with our own insecurities and our own issues in the world. And artwork is one of the most expressive ways that we can do that. Ooh, it's Sunday now. Lord, look at my hair. Goodness gracious. It's Sunday. The last tip I think I'm going to give you guys when it comes to getting out of the failure slump is to just keep showing up. Because it's been proven time and time and time again that sometimes it's just that next thing that takes off. Maybe you've written 100 songs. It might be song number 101 that takes off. Maybe you've been making YouTube videos for 10 plus years and you've got a decent following, but it's definitely not what you want it to be as far as primary income and all that kind of stuff, like building a brand. That next video might be the one that sets it off. And so that would never happen if you just decided to stop. And that's something I have to continue to tell myself is you're not a failure. You have accomplished things. And there are people that are hearing your stuff. Maybe your metrics need to be different, but you gotta keep showing up, because if you don't, you never know what that next thing would be to cause it to just break out. So keep showing up. That's all we got for this week. You know, it's been a couple days since I filmed the first part of this video. I'm feeling a lot better about myself. I think one of the bigger things that I've learned just this weekend is you gotta talk it out. And as crazy and psychotic as it sounds that I just talked it out to myself and not with another human being, it does help to speak it out. Because sometimes when you're processing things, it just takes the processing power for us to get to the point where we go, no, that's not true. But I'm just in a slump right now. I need to get out of it. And it helped me get out of that slump as well. So maybe that's another tip. Maybe it's like bonus tip for this weekend is talk it out, whether it's with yourself or talk it out with somebody you're close to. So but yeah, that's all I got for you guys this week. Hopefully, if you are stuck in that rut of feeling like a failure, feeling like you're gonna have to keep performing for some kind of algorithm or something like that, keep pushing. Keep pushing because you might be right there on the edge of greatness. Thanks for stopping by, checking out the channel. I'm trying to create stuff for creatives every single week on this channel, whether that's talking through burnout, how we can continue to be creative, but also showing you guys like what's going on in my life, exploring out here in Northwest Georgia, and also having really cool and interesting faith conversations. So if you're into that kind of content, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications, because we've got content like this coming out very frequently, usually weekly, and I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers. Here I go with metrics. I just told you guys at the beginning, but you know what? No, I'm not gonna say it. We're just gonna push that one to the side this week. So love you guys, appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.